Baklava is a rich, sweet pastry made of layers of filo filled with chopped nuts and sweetened and held together with syrup or honey. It is characteristic of the cuisines of the former Ottoman Empire, and is also found in Central and West Asia. Name: the word baklava is first attested in English in 1650, a borrowing from Ottoman Turkish, bklv. The name baklava is used in many languages with minor phonetic and spelling variations. Buell argues that the word baklava may come from the Mongolian root bargamala, to tie, wrap up, pile up, composed with the Turkic verbal ending v. Bargamala itself in Mongolian is a Turkic loanword. Another form of the word is also recorded in Persian, though the suffix Virginia might suggest a Persian origin. The bakla part does not appear to be Persian. The Arabic name baklava is doubtless a borrowing from Turkish, though a folk etymology, unsupported by Ware's dictionary, connects it to Arabic bakla, bean. History: the history of baklava is not well documented. There are three proposals for the pre-Ottoman roots of baklava: the Central Asian Turkic tradition of layered breads, the Roman placenta cake, as developed through Byzantine cuisine, or the Persian lawzianak. Although the history of baklava is not well documented, there is evidence that its current form was developed in the imperial kitchens of the Topkapi Palace in Istanbul. The Sultan presented trays of baklava to the janissaries every 15th of the month of Ramadan in a ceremonial procession called the baklava alaya. The oldest recipe that resembles a similar dessert is the honey-covered baked layered dough dessert placenta of Roman times, which Patrick Fayes identifies as the origin of baklava. The Greeks and the Turks still argue over which dishes were originally Greek and which Turkish. Baklava, for example, is claimed by both countries. Greek and Turkish cuisine both built upon the cookery of the Byzantine Empire, which was a continuation of the cooking of the Roman Empire. Roman cuisine had borrowed a great deal from the ancient Greeks, but placenta had a Latin, not a Greek, origin. Please note that the conservative, anti-Greek Cato left us this recipe. Shape the placenta as follows: place a single row of tractor along the whole length of the base dough. This is then covered with the mixture from the mortar. Place another row of tractor on top and go on doing so until all the cheese and honey have been used up. Finish with a layer of tractor. Place the placenta in the oven and put a preheated lid on top of it. When ready, honey is poured over the placenta. Some sources state that this Roman dessert continued to evolve during the Byzantine Empire into modern baklava. In Greek, the word plakos was used for Latin placenta, and the American scholar Sperus Vriwanus describes one type of plakos, koptoplakos, as a Byzantine favorite, and the same as the Turkish baklava, as do other writers. Muhammad bin Hassan al-Baghdadi was a compiler from the Abbasid period who described lawzianak, a dessert similar to baklava, in his cookbook Kitab al-Tabik. Lawzianak refers to small pieces of almond paste wrapped in very thin pastry and drenched in syrup. Written in 1226, it was based on a collection of 9th-century Persian-inspired recipes. According to Gil Marx, Middle Eastern pastry makers developed the process of layering the ingredients. He asserts that some scholars said they were influenced by Mongols or Turks. The only original manuscript of al-Baghdadi's book survives at the Süleymaniye Library in Istanbul, and according to Charles Perry, for centuries, it had been the favorite cookbook of the Turks. A further 260 recipes had been added to the original by Turkish compilers at an unknown date, retitling it as Kitabul Vasfiyaleti el Mutade, and two of its known 3 copies can be found now at the Topkapi Palace Library in Istanbul. Eventually, Muhammad ibn Mahmud al-Shawani, the physician of the Ottoman Sultan Murad II, prepared a Turkish translation of the book. adding around 70 contemporary recipes. Another recipe for a similar dessert is gulak, a dessert found in the Turkish cuisine and considered by some as the origin of baklava. It consists of layers of filo dough that are put one by one in warmed-up milk with sugar. It is served with walnut and fresh pomegranate and generally eaten during Ramadan. The first known documentation of gulak is attested in a food and health manual, written in 1330 that documents Mongol foods called Yinshanzhanglao, written by Husi Hui, an ethnic Mongol court dietitian of the Yuan dynasty. Uzbek cuisine has baklava, paskal a yapka or in Tatar yoka, which are sweetened salty savories prepared with 10 to 12 layers of dough. There are also some similarities between baklava and the ancient Greek desserts gastros, copta sesamis, and koptin found in Book 14 of the Diapnosophistae. However, the recipe there is for a filling of nuts and honey, with a top and bottom layer of honey and ground sesame similar to modern pastilla halva, a no dough, certainly not a flaky dough. Preparation. Baklava is normally prepared in large pans. Many layers of filo dough, separated with melted butter and vegetable oil, are laid in the pan. A layer of chopped nuts, typically walnuts or pistachios, but hazelnuts are also sometimes used, is placed on top, then more layers of filo. Most recipes have multiple layers of filo and nuts, though some have only top and bottom pastry. Before baking, the dough is cut into regular pieces, often parallelograms, triangles, diamonds or rectangles. After baking, a syrup, which may include honey, rose water, or orange flower water, is poured over the cooked baklava and allowed to soak in. Baklava is usually served at room temperature, are often garnished with ground nuts. Regional variations. In Turkey, baklava is traditionally made by filling between the layers of dough with pistachios, walnuts, almonds or a special preparation called kaymak. In the Black Sea region, hazelnuts are commonly used as a filling for baklava. The city of Gaziantep in southeast Turkey is famous for its pistachio baklava, and it regards itself as the native city for this dish, though it only appears to have been introduced to Gaziantep from Damascus in 1871. In 2008, the Turkish Patent Office registered a geographical indication for Antep baklava, and in 2013, Antep baklava C, Gaziantep baklava C, was registered as a protected geographical indication by the European Commission. In many parts of Turkey, baklava is often topped with kaymak or, in the summer, ice cream. In Greece, baklava is supposed to be made with 33 dough layers, referring to the years of Christ's life. In Azerbaijan, Azerbaijani baklava is made with walnuts or almonds. It is usually cut in a rhombus shape. It is traditionally served during the spring holiday of Nowruz. In Armenia, baklava is made with cinnamon and cloves. In Iran, a drier version of baklava is cooked and presented in smaller diamond-shaped cuts flavored with rose water. The cities of Yazd and Qazvin are famous for the baklava, which is widely distributed in Iran. Persian baklava uses a combination of chopped almonds and pistachios spiced with cardamom and a rose water-scented syrup, and is lighter than other Middle Eastern versions. Azerbaijani baklava is widely eaten in Iran, especially in Iranian Azerbaijan. In Lebanon, Syria, Israel and Palestine, baklava is prepared from filo dough sheets, butter, walnuts and sugar syrup. It is cut into lozenge pieces. In the Maghreb, mainly Libya, Tunisia, Algeria and Morocco, the pastry was brought along many others by the Ottomans, and is prepared differently depending on the regions and cities. In Crimean Tatar cuisine, the baklava is the variant of baklava.